Let's get him a number 9 right now.
Yeah,
Is he ready for us, Matthew Stafford here? You there, Matthew Stafford? Are you there, sir?
I am here. I'm rocking and rolling, ready for you, Rich.
Okay, it's odd that, your son's, Chris's mother is a Georgia fan, and there's no number 9. He's not wearing a number 9.
Well, I mean, I don't want to creep Matt out, but Sarah's voicemail forever. So she went to Georgia back in the day. Her voicemail said, "You've reached Sarah Tiana and Matthew Stafford. Please leave a message."
That's dedicated. That's a dedicated fan right there.
I mean, that is creepy.
It's pretty creepy.
I don't mean to creep you out, Matthew. I didn't mean to creep you out.
All good, boys.
But you've probably heard things like this, right, from Georgia fans, correct? This is not new to you to hear that sort of level of fandom.
Yeah, through the years, there's been some. The dog fans are serious. They are about their football. I've heard it all. Signed all sorts of things. Signed a prosthetic leg at one time, a Georgia prosthetic leg. I mean, they are dogs through and through.
Okay, so you signed somebody. I have to ask. Did they? Was it already off, or did?
No, Coach. It was detached, or it was attached the entire time.
Okay.
My man his name was Mitch.
Okay.
Signed that leg up. Hopefully, he's still got it.
Chris, will you look up online and see if Mitch?
Sure.
Through that leg.
Let's see, Georgia fan
out there.
Those things are expensive, man. So I'm hoping Mitch still has it.
Yeah. Wow. Some guy named Mitch with the crutches out there, and with a nice fancy car. Okay, very good. Did you watch the SEC championship game? Do you take time for that out of your prep or no?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. We were kind of traveling on Saturday, but was able to see some of it, and proud of the dogs, man. What a win. Tough to beat Alabama anytime you play them. I had their rough couple games against them in the past, but nice to come out with a win. And we'll see how this playoff goes, man. It's wild to see who's in and who's out, but the dogs are in, so I'm happy.
Yeah, at least you're in a sport where there are actual rules to figure out who makes it. I've got Matthew Stafford here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're back on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. How you feeling, man? It looks like everything is obviously going well, but what's your perspective on your remarkable season to date, Matthew?
No, I feel good. My body feels good. I'm having a blast playing the game that I love with a bunch of guys that, I couldn't be happier to go to work with every single day. Our coaches, our players on our team, everybody's all about the right kind of stuff. And, that's the best part about it. We have a process. We go about it. We've won more games than we lost this year, but even the games that we lose, man, we just go back to work, understand what we got to do to clean it up. But, don't get outside our lane too much. Just understand that our process works. We trust it and go to work and, winning more games than we're losing at the moment and playing pretty good ball. So it's a lot of fun.
Walk me through what it's like inside the 5-yard line and you're in the same huddle as Davante Adams. Can you put me in your shoes, what it's like for you with him, Matthew?
It's awesome. You kind of feel like you have a cheat code because, we're going to get down there. We're going to have big people on the field, and our offensive line is doing a hell of a job when we are handing it off, of just knocking the other team into the end zone and us running it in. We had 3 rushing touchdowns, in the last couple of weeks, and guys are doing a hell of a job down in there too. But if they want to play one-on-one coverage, he's as good as anybody I've ever been around. He's probably as good as anybody that's ever played in this league at winning in short areas and making plays in the red zone. He was a touchdown maker when he was in Green Bay. I remember standing on the other sideline, hating every minute of it as he was scoring against us, and to have him in the same huddle as me, I pinched myself and realized that I'm getting to play with a special guy down there.
Yeah, I know. And for you to say that, for those youngins out there, you played with a guy named Calvin Johnson. I just confirmed it. For you to say that, right? So, sir, for you to say that about another player, obviously Davante is going to be wearing a gold jacket one day. We all know that. But does it remind you of any of those Megatron moments for you?
Yeah, they do it in a different way. Calvin just waking up and getting out of bed and being that big and that physical and the ability to go up and get it, and Davante's ability to win and create space, in a phone booth basically, is unbelievable. I have so much fun playing with him, and I had a ton of fun playing with Calvin, obviously. But Davante's got this confidence down there. When he gets his opportunities to go win, he's going to do it. And shoot, should have had a touchdown against Arizona. I missed him on a fade ball, on the first drive of the game. If I just give him a chance, he left the corner standing at the line of scrimmage. So he's still doing it, even though he didn't get a touchdown last week. He's still playing at an unbelievable clip and obviously helping us get in the end zone and score points.
Yeah, and Puka had 2. He's on. His contested catching is absurd. You put it in a spot where where he can go get it. He's going to go get it. It doesn't matter who's around him. I mean, this is a perfect picture to give you an idea. And this is the one where he caught this one, high pointed, and then backed into the end zone. There was another one over the middle where you threw it where only he could get it. He did. Yeah, right? I mean, that was what's that like for you from the pocket when you see that?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I don't take it for granted. I understand what a special player he is as well. He does some great stuff with the ball in the air, like you're saying, but his physicality for our team is such a separator. And sometimes that he's, going up and making that play or finding a way to get in the end zone when he catches it on the 5-yard line, that physicality. But even in the run game, run after catch, all the stuff that he does for us, man, he's such a tone setter. A joy to be around, a great teammate. You ask anybody on our team, how they feel about that guy. He's just an absolute stud, brings a ton of energy and helps us be who we are.
And McVay in your ear. I think I saw an NFL Films snippet a couple weeks ago where you were basically like, "I get it. Get out of my ear." Like, how often does that? Did I nail that right? I mean, I know I'm kind of paraphrasing in a way, but
that's about right. That's okay. About right. He, he's an energetic guy. He loves the game of football and he loves the one-way mic. Because I can't talk back. He's taking full advantage, especially during TV timeouts when we got a little downtime. He can chirp at me, but he's always just, giving me coaching points for the guys or to relay this personnel or that. He's a joy to play for. I know all the guys on our team appreciate him so much, and the consistent energy and passion this guy brings is unmatched. I've never been around anything like it. He sets the tone for our building day in and day out, and that's a big responsibility. And he does it, in an unbelievable manner with, compassion, but at the same time, challenging guys. I mean, it's a really unique leadership role that he plays on our team, and we're appreciative of him.
How much do you have with the game plan, though? Like, how much are you going and saying, "I think this," and he sits down and you guys have a meeting on that? How often does that happen?
Well, we have constant dialogue. We have constant dialogue on, hey, we love this, we like this. Hey, can we tweak this? Hey, let's throw this one out. Let's try to add this. He's the mastermind behind it all. He and Mike and all of our coaches do an unbelievable job. And then, we just have dialogue on tweaks and things that either I'm comfortable with or they really like or whatever it is. And we try to just develop a thought process of, hey, here's how we want to play the game. Here's how I'm going to call it. Here's what we're thinking when we call these plays so that there's intent with each play that we call. We're not wasting plays. And I just try to do my best to go out there and execute them.
Matthew Stafford here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you mentioned your offensive line. I don't know if you're aware, you had your yesterday, 9th game of the season, more passing touchdowns than sacks taken. Mm-hmm. That was the 9th time you had that. The only season in which you've had a better game total was you had 11 such games in 2021. Does this remind you of that Super Bowl season as you're going through this with a month to go, Matthew?
In some aspects, yeah. I mean, obviously we're playing good football. Our record speaks for itself. Yet to be seen how we finish this thing up. There's a lot of football to be played between now and whenever that game is. But, our offensive line is playing outstanding football. They deserve a ton of credit. I'm a firm believer in the fact that, hey, you want good quarterback play, you need 10 other guys around you to be playing well, and especially those 5 guys in front of me. And they are playing at an outstanding clip, communicating, playing tough and physical in the run game. Shoot, we rushed for 250 yesterday too. So they're doing a great job in the run game and the pass game. A ton of credit for our success should go to those guys. Everybody gets enamored with, like you just said, watching Puka go up in one-hand one, or Devontae just dice somebody down low, or our backs break off a run. But all that has started, with the guys up front. They do a hell of a job for us. Happy to have all those guys. And it is a team and group effort up there. They all pull for each other, and it's a fun group to get to work with.
And then obviously you've got the Lions this week. Are you over the whole business with the Lions? It's just another game, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I just know how good of a football team they are. I got a ton of respect for the talent that they've been able to acquire and how they go about their business. I think Dan does a hell of a job getting those guys ready to play week in and week out. Jared's playing at a high clip. Their defense is explosive as well, so it's a big challenge for us. They've gotten the best of us the last couple times we played them. It's been good games each time. So I imagine it'll be another tight one. 2 really talented teams going at it and just give it our best shot.
But it's your 4th game against them now since parting ways and going to Los Angeles. Any thoughts when you see that, Honolulu Blue across the way at all, Matthew?
Not really, not as much as I used to. Obviously the first time we played them in 21, I knew 80% of the roster was still there and all the guys were still there. And it's a small number of guys that I, was able to play with when I was in Detroit that are still there. Some of those guys really, great teammates, great friends will be for forever. But at this point in the season where we are, man, I'm just trying to do everything I can to win football games. Obviously there's history, there's a storyline and all that kind of stuff. But once the ball snapped, I'm dealing with that defensive side of the ball, trying to do what I can to help us score. And, it'll just be another football game.
What do you think of when you hear the MVP talk surrounding you?
I appreciate it. I also know that that's whoever gets that award, it's an unbelievable team accomplishment. I'm not throwing touchdown passes to myself. I surely am not getting open in the slot or doing any of that kind of stuff. So, whoever gets it, it has been for years. It's such a team and group award. I am obviously humbled to be in the conversation. I have a great respect for all the guys that play this game now that have played it before me. I'm an NFL fan. I'm in awe of a lot of the people that do what we do. But it's humbling and I do appreciate it.
Do you feel like you're playing your best football?
I feel like I'm playing pretty darn good football, that's for sure. It's just because of guys around me, the work we're putting in, the group we have. I'm having more fun than I've had in a long time playing this game, and that's something to be said. So at this age, with this many grays in my beard, still having a good time is fun.
I love it. In terms of what you said before, too, in the few minutes I had left with you, Matthew, you said something along the lines of that everybody around here, the teammates, coaches, are about the right thing. What do you mean by that? Can you give me some examples of what that means, Matthew?
Well, some of my favorite stuff when you watch our games is, I throw a touchdown to Puka, and Devontae's the first guy there to celebrate him. Or I throw, one to Devontae, and Puka's there hyping him up. Or we hand one off to one of these backs, and they get in the end zone, and nobody's happier than myself and all the guys. We all cheer for each other's successes. We understand that all that stuff's going to come around. Our defense, Landman gets a pick or knocks one out, man, we're all hyped up for him. It's such a fun group to go to work with. And then that's what everybody gets to see on Sundays. And then, being in this building throughout the week with these guys and see the work that we put in, the steadiness that we have, no matter the result from the game before, whether we win a game by a bunch of points or lose one in a heartbreak fashion, whatever it is, it's a steady group. We understand what it takes to go out there and give ourselves the best chance to win, and we do it every single week, and that's a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the backs, obviously, because, there's only, one guy you can hand the ball off to. There's multiple receivers you can target. You got Kyron, and you got, I'm biased. I'm a Michigan guy. Oh, watching Blake Corum score twice yesterday, including that was your last snap of the game. I think it was a handoff to him. He went 46 yards, ended your day. But just seeing him high-stepping on this field, too, I want to share a photograph with you because Michigan played in the college football playoff semifinal in that building a couple of years ago, and Blake couldn't play because he blew his knee out. And there he is with my son, who's now 6'2", but there he is on that field smiling, being there for his teammates. He came back the next year, and then he gets drafted by you guys where he's waiting his turn, and he's doing whatever he can. Just seeing him on that field where he was with crutches, doing that, man, that's what it's about, Matthew. Really,
no doubt.
Man.
He's another one, and you got to give a lot of credit to our front office to bring in the right kind of guys, like you said. You find the Blake Corums in the draft, you find the Kyron Williams that we're going to come in and be great teammates together, but also help our team, be successful. And our guys in the front office and coaching staff have done a hell of a job of bringing in all sorts of the right kind of guys, mixture of personalities and all that kind of stuff, absolutely, but guys that are all about the right stuff. And Blake's definitely one of those guys. Was super fired up for his success yesterday. A hell of a run there to cap it off, and I got to put the ball cap on for the rest of the day, so it was nice.
That sure did. Was Kyron running angry because Notre Dame got left out of the college football playoffs, Matthew? Is he pissed?
I would assume so. There was a little extra pep in the step for that one. That was a tough pill to swallow for those guys, I'm sure.
Okay. Last one for you. You mentioned multiple times how much fun you're having, and it's obvious how much fun you're having. You're playing at the top of your game. You look great, and it looks like you're having fun. How much longer you want to do this? You're going to keep getting these questions. So I guess I'm honored to be one to ask, if not the first over the last month. You already thinking like this is not the end? You're playing too well to even think about it, Matthew?
I feel really good. You got to finish out a season and see where it takes you. I'm enjoying every moment that I have right now. If I, in the year, am healthy, hypothetically, and all those kind of things, sure, I would, surely entertain coming back and playing some more. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just enjoying where my feet are right now, having a blast playing ball with this group, and we'll figure out the future when we get there, huh?
Okay, brother. Thanks for the time. I assume that is a Dodger cap, right? That's a Dodger cap? Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because I looked that up, that you not only played with Calvin Johnson, but you went to the same high school as Clayton Kershaw. I heard about
Little known fact.
Take care of yourself, Matthew. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, Rich.
That's
Thanks,
Matthew
man.
Stafford.